If you look at the biggest corporate merger deals announced in 2014, 4 out of 6 of them involve pharmaceutical and healthcare companies. The latest and largest is U.S. drug maker AbbVie's bid to buy Dublin-based Shire for nearly $54 billion. All 4 of these healthcare industry mega mergers have something in common: potential tax benefits for U.S. companies. Why? The major reason: to lower their corporate tax burden through what's known as an inversion deal. How do inversion deals work? Let's take the example of drug company A. It's based in the U.S. Thanks to foreign sales of its popular medications, it has billions of dollars in revenue parked in overseas banks. The company doesn't want to repatriate that money because it would then be subject to the U.S.'s 35% corporate tax rate, which is one of the highest in the world. Company B is, for this example, based in Ireland, a hub for these so-called inversion deals thanks to its 12.5% corporate tax rate. Company B's stock is trading at $20 per share, but Company A agrees to pay $28 per share to purchase a controlling stake in the company. Why is Company A willing to pay so much for B? In inversion deals, the American company typically pays a premium because shareholders in Company B know how much A stands to gain from the deal in terms of potential tax savings. What does Company A do once it merges with B? To escape U.S. taxes on overseas profit, the newly formed AB company creates Irish subsidiaries to sell its new products. Profits from those entities wouldn't be subject to U.S. corporate taxes, just the far lower Irish corporate tax. The new AB might also acquire other companies as subsidiaries. Those subsidiaries' profits would also be U.S. tax exempt, as long as the money stayed overseas. However, those profits could be returned to investors in the form of dividends. What about current profits? The inversion deal strategy only works for products that aren't making much or any money yet. Domestic sales of drugs or devices already on the market remain subject to U.S. taxes. After an inversion, newly created foreign subsidiaries can house new products whose profits can be used for dividends and other corporate purposes without being subject to U.S. taxes. What do American lawmakers think of this? Most members of Congress and the administration agree that inversion deals are not helpful to the U.S. because of loss of both tax revenue and reinvestment that could create U.S. jobs. But there's strong disagreement on the remedy. Many Republicans think the solution is to lower the U.S. statutory tax rate. The White House and Democrats are pushing for laws that close what they view as gaping tax loopholes. Analysts think the uptick in these types of deals are happening now as companies prepare for an expected crackdown.
Let's get to our single best chart. Here's Olivia Stearns.
Okay, well, in today's single best chart, we're hearing more and more about concerns about tax evasion every day. Just yesterday, President Obama attacking companies that use cross-border mergers to escape U.S. taxes, accusing them of being, quote, corporate deserters who renounce their citizenship to shield profits. So why is there so much attention on tax inversion right now? Today's single best chart comes from Goldman Sachs, and it paints a pretty clear picture of what is going on. Right there on the right-hand side of your screen, in the white, it is deals that have been withdrawn. In the yellow, it is pending deals, so read AbbVie Shire. And in the blue, it is completed deals. You can see that pending deals alone are more than the past 3 years completed. So we like to call this chart why everyone is freaking out.
Yeah, I went back and looked at Learned Hand. It was incredible to see his judicial career, not as a Supreme Court justice on the appeals court in New York. And he's the one that really codified this idea. You have a right to work within the law to avoid taxes.
How can you call it unpatriotic? Heads of company have an obligation to their shareholders to do everything they can.
Right.
You have accountants going to some big corporations, multinational corporations, but that are clearly U.S. based and have the bulk of their operations in the United States. And these accountants are saying, you know what, we found a great loophole. If you just flip your citizenship to another country, even though it's just a paper transaction, we think we can get you out of paying a whole bunch of taxes. Well, it's not fair. It's not right. The lost revenue to Treasury means it's got to be made up somewhere, and that typically is going to be a bunch of hardworking Americans who either pay through higher taxes themselves or through reduced services. And in the meantime, the company is still using all the services and all the benefits of effectively being a U.S. corporation. They just decided that they go through this paper exercise.